Hello and welcome into the Lone Star Varsity Coaches Show. I'm Mike Graham, joined by New Deal's Matt Hill. Before we get going, just want to say that this show has been brought to you by the University Medical Center and powered by AJ Media. And Coach Hill, big 21-0 win against Floydada last week to keep you unbeaten on the season, but more importantly in District 2, 2A Division I, which has proven to be one of the most competitive districts in the state early on. I mean, 4 teams came into this thing unbeaten. Floydada took out one of them in the first week of district play. Before we get into these plays, just tell me about your thoughts on Floydada and what they brought to the table in this game.
Well, New Deal and Floydada, we've been playing in the district for a long time, and so those battles have always been, everybody brings their A game. They had knocked off an undefeated team the week before. They're very well coached on both sides of the ball, and so we just had to make sure when we showed up at Floydada that we had our A game on, and we were fortunate to get out with a win.
This district's Murderers Row. We'll get into Hale Center a little bit at the end of the video, but Hale Center's coming up, and then Abernathy, which is unbeaten, a defending state semifinalist, and obviously Sundown came into this thing unbeaten too. So it's a very tough district and a lot of talented football teams that play
you just got to go out and be able to play every week and stay healthy. And as long as I feel like that we can stay healthy, maybe we can compete with everybody that's ahead of us. And like I said, we're proud to be in that district, to be included with being one of the toughest districts in the state of Texas. But it goes along with you got to show up and play every week.
So we're going to show you 3 key plays from New Deal's 21-0 win against Floydada, and we'll start with play number 1, which is a touchdown. And just before we get into it, can you tell us what the situation is and what you're thinking? Obviously, looks like you're pretty close to the goal line and well within the red zone at this point. But
well, this is in the first quarter. Both teams had a couple of possessions here. We finally got a little sustained drive going, and so this is a play that we get down near the goal line. Kind of run one of our similar plays. It looks like maybe a sweep or a pop, and then caught our tight end up the seam for a score. I feel like this was a great momentum changer for us after a couple of possessions of some 3 and outs.
Let's just play it to the beginning of the play where everyone gets lined up. Now, I guess just a little bit further, what is that defense showing you right now? It looks like they're expecting the run. They brought some guys in. Their safety kind of down, but.
Well, we caught their safety down. They were bringing their safety down to help stop the run again. And of course, we got, when we do this thing, we have 3 talented backs now that are in the backfield with Nehemiah Martinez, Jet Whitfield, and Brandon Coronado. So that gets some safety's attention. Probably a couple of plays before, ran a very similar play to this, caught the safety cheating a little bit, and so maybe thought we could sneak that tight end up the seam.
Now what it's looking like is maybe this is a run-pass option because you got the quarterback out like he's going to hand it off, and
yes,
maybe it's just straight up play action.
But this is just straight play action. This was a pass call all the way. We were just basing this off a previous play that we saw earlier where the safety was cheated down, trying to get down and help in the box, which is, we do the same thing. You just got to understand that maybe we take advantage of something that they did.
Do you think that was like something they saw when they were watching you on film, that you had certain tendencies, so they brought their safety down? Is that what you think?
This is a play we haven't had on film this year, and so maybe it was something you save for instances like this, and so we were fortunate. If the safety would have stayed, obviously we have a plan to throw it to the outside, but quarterback's just going to read where the safety goes. If he stays on a tight end, we're going to throw the ball to the outside. If he comes down and takes the run fake, then it's an easy dump right there to him.
Right over the top. And just tell me about this offense before we go any further. I think a lot of people know about Jet Whitfield and how athletic he is, and Nehemiah, the running back, is gaining popularity and rightfully so.
Yes, sir.
But just tell me about this offense from the O-line to the backfield to the receivers out there.
Well, our offensive line, they've done a tremendous job this year of the way they've been protecting, and we just try to keep people honest defensively. We try to make sure that our run-pass ratio is pretty balanced. We try to make sure we attack all parts of the field, and we just try to make people be sound. And so, that's our philosophy going into it. We got a lot of guys that we like to get to touch the ball, and so we make sure that we spread it around. Make sure that the defenses can't key on 1 or 2, and so that's just what we work hard at doing. Give our offensive good simple blocking schemes and ask them to perform jobs. And then, this year's so far, fortunately, we've been fortunate.
Now, you said that this game at the beginning was a possession battle and a couple of punts and trading. How big is it to get the upper hand in any football game?
Well, when you're in a district game and you're coming off, both of us had a big win last week. You always want to try to put the other team behind the 8 ball, and so we felt good here. But probably about the middle of the first quarter, we've already got a score, and so it puts them behind the 8 ball. They're a very run-happy team. We felt like maybe if we could get ahead of a score or two, that maybe we would force them to have to put the ball in the air, and which is, not their greatest asset. And so that's some of the things that we focused on against Florida.
Now, the second play that we have here is a defensive play, and it's a turnover. Without giving too much away right off the bat, can you just kind of explain the situation here? What's going on? They've come out in a trips look on the bottom side of the screen, and that makes you think that maybe they're lining up to throw, which you said probably wasn't their greatest strength.
Well, luckily we got them behind the chains a little bit and maybe behind the 8 ball and the score, and so we were hoping to get them out of their run concept when they were in their two back run, and so they got out here in trips. This is not just a big pass indicator. We have to just be sound up front, but force them to put the ball in the air. I felt like we had really good pressure right here. This is a very important time of the game. Again, kind of got to be back, and we had to turn the ball over. Maybe with the interception, they went down and turned the ball over, and so we were just kind of back and forth. We just needed a big momentum change, big stop on defense, and we're fortunate we got a DK Blaylock interception right here.
It's kind of cool. It doesn't look like the defense is too committed to either the run or the pass. There are 6 guys here, but spread out. It doesn't really look like they have moved anyone out of position where they can either run up a hole or throw over the top of some out of position defensive backs.
Yeah, and it's just the same philosophy that we have on offense. Just try to be sound. Try to line up and be sound and make them be honorable in what they're trying to do. And so and Florida does a good job at that. I thought we just had a good defensive scheme right here. These kids made a good defensive play, and so we just turned out, and it was a big momentum change for us.
So you've got
we call a slant defense, and so we had a good job getting our 5 technique outside and had good pressure on the ball. Felt like we got the ball out of the quarterback's hand in a timely manner, and that just allows our guys over the top. They're pretty good playmakers back there, and so when the ball's in the air, they're going to get around it.
Looks like your corner DK Blaylock had a huge size advantage on that. You said he was 6'3" heading into this thing. I mean, obviously, it's tough to throw over someone that large, especially at the 2A level.
Yeah, he had 2 interceptions on the night and a score, and so we were just very pleased by the way he played. And again, this is a thing right here where kind of got back in. It was just the lull of the game, and it was a big turnover. It got the crowd back involved, and you'll see in a little bit. We went down and was fortunate to put the ball in the end zone again.
Now one thing about this that kind of got my attention was that you had a Floydada quarterback who was right-handed, rolling to his left, and that's always a challenge for any quarterback. Yeah,
and in high school, a lot of times they get away with that, and we do the same thing. And so, people can roll out, and they have a run-pass option there. And that kid, maybe the guy broke open, maybe he saw him open, and so we were just lucky that our coverage rolled over to it, and was fortunate to get the ball off his head in time, and we felt like it was a good momentum changer for us.
Overall, how's this defense holding up through the course of the season? Do you like what you're seeing from them? Because this is an explosive offensive
I do, and we try to keep our defensive game plan pretty simple from week to week. We try not to get a lot of schemes involved. We do have to scheme against the opponent's offense, but you just got to make sure that it still fits into our game plan of things, and then just put the kids in the right spot, and call the defense, get out of the way, and let them play.
Any pleasant surprises on this defense? Anyone that?
We've got kids that have been playing for a couple of years, and we've got kids that have started. DK, this is his first year to play for us, and I think on the season he's had 3 or 4 interceptions. Another corner on the other side named Kendall Dunn. He's had 4 interceptions this year, and so we were just excited about the way our secondary's playing. We're also excited about the way that our 6 guys up front are playing. So we try to play a lot of kids, keep a lot of kids fresh, and so go the right way, make plays. That's all we ask them to do, and once they do that, then maybe we can have success on the football field.
So we've showed an offensive play and a defensive play. Now you're back on offense, and this game has proven to be a really defensive game and a real struggle. It's only 14-0 at this point. Floyd Data tried to go down the field and kick a field goal off a turnover early in the third quarter. You've got the ball back now, and you're driving. Other than scoring on this drive, what were some of the things that you wanted to accomplish?
Well, we came out and we got possession there in the start of the second half. Boy, we were very successful. We had some bad snaps. We fumbled the ball. We had to punt it back to them. The wind was up. They did get possession on it on their side of the field. Luckily, defense held up, forced to kick wide. This is the possession right after that. We ran a couple of plays, and this is just the point in the game where we needed something to happen. It's 14-0. They're still in it. We felt like maybe if we could get one more that put them more behind the 8 ball, and then allowed us to open up the defense and the offense.
Once again, looks like it looks like just a little bit that they're leaning toward the run versus the pass on this play. Just the way that the linebackers have come down and stacked the box. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 7 guys in there. Yeah. But pretty basic defense all in all, right?
This is very much a similar formation that we ran earlier that we scored, that we threw the tight end up the seam. And so we have this concept where we can run the sweep both directions. And so we're very pleased about this play. We felt like that anytime all of our gold hats can touch a green hat, that we're going to have a successful play. And we felt like probably maybe 1 or 2 plays in the game, we had that, and this was one of them.
Just standing on that sideline, do you feel like this is a golden play? Just the way that they have lined up for it, or is it something that surprised you that he was able to break free with all the blocking?
Yeah, we just they lined up and they were sounding what they were doing. We just got a hat on a hat. We got everybody touched their guy they were supposed to be touching, and so when we make that happen, then hopefully we can make a successful play.
Well, let's roll it to when DK Blaylock gets the ball here at the bottom. He's got it. Your offensive lineman is jailbroken up the field.
Yeah, we're just going to release up the field, and we're just going to zone up over here. We're getting a great block by our tailback right there. Brandon Coronado's going to come in and sell off on the safety. You're going to see a great block out here by our corner, just get in the shield right here. And one of the most impressive things you're going to see on the play is our tight end from backside. He's going to get down and give us a clearing block right there.
Well, I'm wondering, I didn't see it on the initial thing. How did these 4 linemen get so far in such a short amount of time?
Well, we were just explosive off the ball. We're just going to zone step. We're going to take good angles. Like I said, we're going to try to get up on their backers. We feel like maybe the action in the backfield is going to allow us to get the edge. We just got to get the second level players with either chop down or get them blocked, and then just see what happens.
Yeah, good block.
And this is a good play right here where we see by this kid. He just Dylan Jordan runs down there and gives a good clearing block. And so, like I said again, anytime that your guys can put a hat or a shoulder pad on all their guys, we felt like that maybe that's a successful play for us.
And that had to be deflating for them. Basically a 10-point swing. They miss a field goal, and now they've given up 7, and now somewhat early in the second half they're down 21-0.
Yes,
when you're on that end, what do you try to do to your guys to get them back in the game at 21-0?
Well, you got to just stay with what you do, and Florida did a good job with that. There in the fourth quarter, they had a lot of success running the ball. They didn't get away from doing what they were supposed, what they do, and so that makes good coaching. And that's the same thing that we would do if we were there. We would just try to do what we do and try to climb back in the game. Try to get some defensive stops, and that's all you can hope for.
And then on the other hand, for you guys at this point, do you start thinking about, okay, we're gonna run out of this game now that we've got a 3-possession lead? Do you start to turn more towards running the clock and getting out of there?
Well, they kept playing hard, and so they forced us to keep playing hard, and so it allows us to get some more kids in the game. Some kids that normally don't get the reps that they need. It allows us to get them in the game, and so we feel good about being up 21 and letting everybody play, and it just builds the team and makes us stronger.
So New Deal's got a game this week against Hale Center, and Coach Adam Cummings came on the show earlier this year. Seems like a really smart coach with a really well put together team. Unfortunately for them, they've started district play off 0-2, and this is not a district where you can afford an 0-3 start. So I mean, I'm sure you're expecting a really desperate Hale Center team.
Well, they're gonna continue to do what they do, and he coaches them. He does a tremendous job coaching them, and his staff. My hat's off to those guys. And so they make you be sound and defend the whole field. And so we got to make sure that we're lined up right. Hale Center New Deal is always a battle. I mean, on paper, maybe you might think that we'd be a little bit better, but you throw all that stuff out the window when there's a New Deal Hale Center game, and that's what we'll have this Friday.
How about your kids just being excited about playing Abernathy again? That was a 1-point game last year. That's the game following this one. How do you get them to stick to the task at hand?
Well, our kids have done a good job of just attacking week to week. We know what's coming down the road, and so right now our focus on Hale Center House. And so we got to make sure we take care of those guys, and then we'll take on whatever's next.
Well, hey, Coach, we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on with us. Once again, this show has been brought to you by the University Medical Center and powered by AJ Media. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.